massive fight would be Ilia versus Islam too. Well, the other thing is too, is that Islam moves up, and obviously if Islam won the title, you know, you immediately have a super fight with him and Ilia, so.
I'm for it. As much as Ilia and Islam think that's a mega fight, it's a big fight, but that's where it ends. It still needs a little time to become a mega fight. Those two think that they're huge stars. They're doing just fine. They're not there yet.
Dana White said the fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev will happen after Islam beats Jack Della Maddalena. Chael Sonnen supports the fight but feels it's not a mega fight yet since neither is a big star. Daniel Cormier disagrees, calling it one of the biggest fights and important for the organization. JL mentioned a meeting in Dagestan where fighters were told to stay in the 170 LB division once they move there.
I'm for it. As much as Ilia and Islam think that's a mega fight, it's a big fight, but that's where it ends. It still needs a little time to become a mega fight. Those two think that they're huge stars. They're doing just fine. They're not there yet.
It would be a big fight, Chael. I gotta disagree with you. I think it's one of the biggest ones we have. It's Jones and Aspinall and Islam Ilia Topuria.
And you realize that we tried to make Jones and Aspinall, and you realize nobody ever tried to make Ilia and Islam.
We tried so much to make.
Oh, for goodness sake.
They tried so much. They went to Dagestan. Hunter went to Dagestan to try to make the fight. It's a very important fight for the organization.
That's the information that you have? I have information on that meeting to Dagestan was to say you're going to go to 170 and you're not coming back. The same talk they had with Ilia. You will not leave once you get here.
Okay. I will take your word.
Bilal Muhammad criticized Ilia Topuria for seeking a lightweight title shot without facing tough opponents first, suggesting he should fight fighters like Arman Sukian, Justin Gaethje, or Paddy Pimble before earning that chance. He warned that if Ilia avoids important matches and then loses, it would undermine the value of Islam Makhachev's victory, similar to how some downplayed Islam's win over Alexander Volkanovski.
I think he needs to earn it. I think he needs to fight either Oliveira or Justin or even Paddy right now to show the fans that, all right, he is a lightweight. Because you're going to look at it and then you're going to see how much bigger Islam than is him. And then there are people are going to say the same thing that what happened when Islam beat Volkanovski. Oh, well, you just beat a 45er. That's all you did. He's smaller. Look at his title reign. It was a 45er, another 45er, but Volkanovski at the time was #1 pound for pound.
Dana White said a fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev would be exciting, but both need more wins in their divisions first. He noted that major fights usually happen when a fighter clearly dominates their weight class, as Islam and Volkanovski have. Dana added that if Islam moves up to welterweight and does well, a big fight with Ilia could happen, but he prefers not to discuss speculative matchups yet.
Another massive fight would be Ilia versus Islam too.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, Salim is obsessed with that fight.
Oh, really?
He's obsessed with it. And I tell him, I'm like, but they both got to win more fights in their division first, right? That's kind of how you do it, right? When it's like they both run through their division, and then it's like you're in the position where it's like, I gotta make this. That's what happened with Volk Islam, right?
Well, the other thing is too, is that Islam moves up, and obviously if Islam won the title, you know, you immediately have a super fight with him and Ilia. So
could that be, if Islam gets one victory, could that potentially happen?
You have to see, it's one thing to sit around, this is what the media always tries to do, sit around and talk about these fights before they happen, or, you know, hypothetically speaking. I don't like hypothetical. These are options that we have if things play out that way, but you never know what's going to happen.
Dustin Poirier believes it's unlikely that Ilia Topuria will move up to 170 LABS to fight Islam Makhachev, noting that Islam is a bigger lightweight while Ilia appears smaller. Although Ilia has the power and skills to compete across weight classes, Poirier pointed out he hasn't faced someone with Islam's size and wrestling ability. He recommended Ilia defend the lightweight title several times before considering a move up.
I think him going to 170 to fight Islam, if Islam wins, is a stretch, you know. Islam's big, man. I've never seen Ilia in person, but he seems smaller. I know, obviously, he can knock anyone out. I do think if they fight, Ilia can knock anybody out from 45 to 170. He has the skills, the power, the technique, and but we've just never seen him in there with somebody that big and somebody with that caliber of wrestling. But I think he should defend the 55 title a few times before that's talked about. We'll see.
Max Holloway said if Ilia keeps winning and chooses to move up, it would be tough to stop him. He called their potential fight a huge super fight and praised Ilia's power, warning not to underestimate him. While Holloway wants a rematch, he respects Ilia's decisions and believes Ilia deserves the chance, saying the fight would be exciting if it happens.
I mean, we see what happens, if he does that on the run that he's doing. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that, and that would be a huge super fight. And with him having the punching power he has is just unreal, bro. So you can't count him out in whatever, in anything. But I mean, who's to say? That's not my job. I mean, if he goes up, he goes up. He's his man. Do I want that fight back 100%? But I can't be like, hey, stay down here, blah, 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 and cry about it. So at the end of the day, if he does that, which he probably deserves it, not probably, he deserves it. So I think that would be a fun fight too. I think that it'd be super interesting if that fight ever was booked.
Arnold Allen suggested that Islam Makhachev might be cautious about fighting Ilia Topuria because he prefers defending his title against well-known opponents and may want to avoid another smaller fighter. He acknowledged Ilia's toughness and said a win over him would boost Islam's reputation, though Ilia has surprised fans before. Still, Arnold expects Islam to dominate most of the fight.
I understand why Islam wouldn't want it, right? He wants to fight legit contenders, and he's had like featherweights, ex-featherweights, late notice guys, replacements. He wants to sort of solidify his title reign, but probably is no bigger fight than Ilia, right? If he goes and batters Ilia, it looks pretty good.
Do you think he beats Ilia?
These guys, I don't know. To be honest, I've ruled him out a few. Oh, we're gonna get run. Hello.
About to get ran over.
Good.
Sorry. My bad.
I don't know. Every time I've ruled him out, he proves me wrong. So I'm not going to do it again. Like I say, I think Islam wins and he gets ironed out. So
Sean Ali said Islam Makhachev would probably have a size advantage over Ilia Topuria, but praised Ilia's skills. He sees their potential fight as a major future MMA event and believes if both keep winning, it could become one of the sport's biggest matchups.
You gotta tell me you wouldn't be interested in Ilia versus Islam. God, I mean, Islam is quite a bit bigger, but I feel like Ilia's skill level is just so high. Obviously, so is Islam. So that could be a potential super fight here in a few years if those guys keep doing their thing.
Demetrius Johnson analyzed the fight, highlighting Islam's left-handed stance and expected use of body kicks, movement, and tricky techniques to control distance. He noted Islam might rely on judo to bring the fight to the ground and finish it. Johnson said Ilia is most dangerous when he finds the right range, making it crucial whether Islam can keep distance or gets caught inside Ilia's striking zone.
Well, Islam's a southpaw, so he's gonna probably throw body kicks to keep his arms busy, keep a distance, move, feint, maybe use some judo to take him down and try to get him to the ground and try to submit him. But once again, like I have to see. I have to see what Islam does to JDM. Oh, the one thing that's the factor is that Ilia is always going to focus on getting to the right spot and find his opponents. When he gets there, he's going to unload. If Ilia can't get there, then he's going to figure out another way to get there. So the question is, how does everybody avoid that sweet spot against Ilia? That's the question, because Ilia is going to fight in a 25-minute fight. That's what it comes down to. And then you go from like, hey, how does Islam keep Ilia away from that spot, or does Islam meet him there? Right? There's so much that goes into it, and my brain is all over the place. So for me to give like a clear-cut answer, I'm just like I'm running around in circles.
Bale Darish believes Islam has the advantage due to his size and skill in combining distance control with grappling, and that his kicks and wrestling could trouble Ilia. However, he also said he wouldn't be surprised if Ilia pulled off a knockout, making the fight unpredictable.
I think it would still go the same. I think, Islam has such a big size advantage, and if he, distance kicks, takedown, rinse and repeat, if he continues to mix those things up, I think it would be a difficult fight for Ilia, but from what I saw, it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to put Makhachev's lights out too.
Georges St-Pierre praised both fighters for their elite skills, highlighting Islam Makhachev's powerful strikes, relentless pressure, and strong grappling that show his dominance. He described them as well-rounded athletes, making their potential fight very exciting. St. Pierre also noted that although Islam is champion due to his talent, no fighter is unbeatable and anyone can make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, that's another same thing. I mean, Topuria, when he touches, it falls, you know, and on the other side, Makhachev, he applies so much pressure. He's an elite grappler. I mean, they're both good in every areas. It's a great fight for the fans.
Skill set are amazing. I mean, he's champion for a reason, but nobody is invincible. Everybody can lose. Everybody can make a mistake. And there's a lot of competition in this weight class.
Michael Chandler highlighted Islam as the bigger lightweight and praised his grappling, while noting Ilia Topuria has the advantage in striking. He said Ilia's best chance is to keep the fight standing, but Islam's experience and all-around skills likely make him the favorite.
If Islam fights Ilia, I mean, I think there's definitely a size difference. I think Ilia is a lot smaller than Islam. Islam is a big lightweight, a tall lightweight, and he's good in every area. However, Ilia's definitely got the edge in the striking department, and Ilia is very, very, very patient. Now, if he's able to not get taken down and he's able to just patiently break down Islam with those big shots that he lands, the big punches that he lands, it's going to be a good night for Ilia. But I think if Islam gets his hands on him and gets him taken down, I mean, grappling with 145-pounders is a lot different than grappling with Islam, who is one of the best grapplers that we've seen in a very long time. He's strong. He's great at doing damage and getting good positions. I'd have to give the edge to Islam just by size, by strength of schedule thus far and defending the belt, but I wouldn't count Ilia out.
Aaron Pico expressed excitement about the fight, calling it a thrilling matchup that would draw major attention. He praised both fighters' unique styles and Ilia's strong impact, but believes Islam's experience and complete skill set would likely give him the edge.
That's what a champion essentially is supposed to look like. Yeah. Make the calls, go out there, deliver on the calls, then all of a sudden vacates the title. I mean, how do you feel? Because you said earlier, like you were looking at him and going, there's holes here.
I think it's good for the sport, to be honest with you. I mean, him and Islam, I mean, people really want to see that. Everybody has their own style, and it seems like his style is just doing what he did. Honestly, I believe Islam is just a little too much for him, but I'm also a fan, you know, so I would love to see that.
Cody Brundage praised Ilia Topuria's impressive winning streak, including knockouts of top fighters like Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. He said if Ilia beats Islam, it could rank him among the greatest fighters ever, possibly in the MMA top 3.
It's a crazy fight. You know, we talked about that. You know, Yusuf obviously at 145, he's on a tear. He's making his come up and he wants that Ilia fight so bad. They already fought once, but we were talking about if Ilia goes in and knocks out Islam Makhachev, like how high do we put him on the GOAT list? Right? Like to me, I'm like, John Jones is number one, no matter what. I don't think anybody could surpass John Jones for a long time. Obviously it would take a ton, but everyone in my circle at least is like, man, if he goes and knocks out Islam after knocking out Holloway, after knocking out Volk, he's got to be up there like top 3.
Arman Sarukian believes Ilia Topuria must face strong wrestlers like himself to prove he's on Islam Makhachev's level. He argued Ilia's past opponents weren't at their best and said a younger Volkanovski would have easily beaten him.
If he beat me, he's gonna be on the same level as Islam. He gotta beat like someone like me, you know, who can wrestle. Yeah. He just had the easy fights on his career, you know. He beat legit fighters, but not on their prime. If he met Volkanovski 4 years ago, Volkanovski just eat him.
Jan Bovic said the fight would be exciting, but believes Islam is in his prime and nearly unbeatable, expecting him to remain dominant for years to come.
Right, it's gonna be a very good fight to watch. So, but I think Islam is like, you know, right now he got his, you know, prime time, and nobody will stop him. Couple more years, I think.
Jorge Masvidal expressed confidence in Ilia's grappling, praising his aggressive style and strong takedown defense. He noted that any opponent's mistake could be quickly exploited by Ilia.
For me, interesting fight, but but I don't know. Topuria is small guy. Islam is really big guy, and I don't think that Topuria has changed against him. You know, like If you wanna fight with Islam, you have to be like big guy, like similar like him, because he's good everywhere. But if your body is smaller than him, so you don't have chance for sure.
Bo Nichols regards Islam Makhachev as the top pound-for-pound fighter, but sees Ilia Topuria as a serious threat. He referenced Volkanovski's wrestling success in their first fight, suggesting Ilia could match Islam's grappling and challenge his overall game.
Bet the house on Ilia. His grappling, offensively, it's very good. If like you shoot it on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put you out.
Amahal Hill is confident in Ilia's chances, emphasizing his speed, creative striking, and knockout power. He said Ilia can finish anyone, even heavier fighters, if he lands clean shots.
I think he's the pound for pound number one right now. And I think he can win. And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is that Volk's first fight with Islam. I'm like, man, Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's. And obviously you could see how the striking went.
Bobby Covington believes Ilia has the tools to upset Islam, noting Islam's close fight with Volkanovski showed he's not unbeatable. He also said, Islam didn't look dominant against Dustin Poirier, making the matchup intriguing. Covington highlighted the key question, whether Islam can keep Ilia on the ground or if Ilia can avoid takedowns and keep it standing. He's curious how Ilia will handle Islam's wrestling pressure, given he's been taken down before.
I believe he's capable of beating Islam. Just what I've seen personally too. Just like hand speed, the tricks and the way he plays with his striking game. I believe he's definitely capable of catching Islam. And if he catches anybody, I believe he can knock them out. I believe his power might even carry. Not saying that his size and things like that, he can move up to like those higher weight classes, but if he catches it, the way he hits it, if somebody even in the bigger weight class get like that, he can put them on wobbles.
Javier Mendez explained that a fight between Islam Makhachev and Justin Gaethje would differ because Islam has a more complete skill set, especially in striking. He highlighted Islam's ability to blend striking with submissions, making him versatile. Mendez also noted Islam can trade punches, but can take opponents down when needed, showing his adaptability. He added that wrestling in MMA is unique, making Islam an even tougher challenge for Gaethje.
I don't know. I think Topuria might upset him. I think he has the ability to upset him. That first Makhachev-Volkanovski fight was really close. A lot of people thought that Volkanovski won that fight. So, I think the blueprint is out there for Makhachev. And I didn't think he looked that good in the last fight versus Dustin. I mean, he looked beatable. He didn't look like invincible. So, I think that'll be an interesting fight. Who do you got in that one? I think that'll be the key to the fight. Can Makhachev get him to the ground, or is Topuria slippery enough to get away? Because he did get taken down in a couple of his fights. So
Joe Rogan supports Ilia Topuria getting a lightweight title shot, saying he's earned it with knockout wins over top fighters like Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. Rogan believes Ilia is ready to compete at 155 LLBs.
Definitely, in my opinion, would play out differently because they're not the same fighter. Islam is more well-rounded than Khabib ever was, So Islam is at the point where he's pound for pound number one because he's well-rounded in all the areas. Khabib was not as well-rounded as Islam is in the striking. His attributes was the ground and the submission and how he can smother you and just make you feel like you're trapped and you can never get out. Islam doesn't have that type of game. He's got a different type of game. His game is incredible. It's submission level, a base more than anything. And as you've seen it with all his submissions, it's different. They're not the same fight at all. It's an entirely different fight. In Islam, he can do it all. He can stand with him. He can take him down. He can do anything, and before anybody starts thinking about, he's the Division I wrestler, this and that, but hey, he was a Division I wrestler that was wrestling with Jordan Burroughs, and that didn't help him with Khabib. So trust me, when you're talking MMA, there's a difference between just wrestling and MMA wrestling. Khabib was the master, second to none in MMA wrestling. In Islam, I'm going to say is a close second. But they're different, but he's a close second when it comes to MMA wrestling.
Eddie Cha praised Ilia's sharp striking, distance control, and solid grappling shown in Brave. While impressed by Ilia's quick progress, Cha is concerned about the size difference and how Ilia will handle grappling against a bigger opponent. Overall, he favors Islam Makhachev in the fight.
Because you have a world champion versus a world champion. Like, if anybody deserves a fight for the world title in the next weight class, it's you. It's simple. It's simple. You knocked out Max Holloway. I mean, it's simple. You knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time. It's simple. That's a no-brainer. That's the fight. You know, he doesn't want to fight 45 anymore. He wants to fight 55. World title shot.
Yeah, people probably think I'm crazy, but I think Ilia can get it done.
Okay.
He's one of my favorite guys to watch right now. His distance game. I mean, if you've seen him when he was like 6 or 7-0 at Brave before the UFC, he would just take guys down and just grapple. You know, I think that was his biggest strength. That's why I'm so impressed with that guy, because for him to be as good in striking in a short amount of time, understanding the game and how he runs his offense, it's phenomenal. So the size factor is my biggest concern, and I think the grappling, we'll see what happens, but I like Ilia on that one.
That's all for today's video. What do you think about these fighters and their potential matchup? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content.